goes forward, Noel should click through the presentation.
Okay. So, we are the global force for good, and no, click the slide. Thank you. So, who in here has heard of NATO? Raise your hand, please. Okay, that's bad. So, NATO stands for North Atlantic Treaty Organization, and it is a treaty that was formed at the end of World War II to essentially say, we're Western, we don't like Russia, let's not be friends with them. What keeps the Western world safe from communism? It's essentially why they were formed. And there is only one Asian member of NATO, and it is Turkey. And that is really important for us to keep them in NATO. If we want to get more Asian countries in NATO, if we lose Turkey by saying it's a genocide, we won't get more Asian countries in NATO. And Turkey is one of our most important allies in the global war on terror. If you see right here, these are American air bases in Turkey, and that is Syria, and that is Iraq. Now, if we want to keep those air bases, and if we want to keep fighting against ISIS and Al-Qaeda and the Taliban, we need those air bases. And if we say that the Armenian Genocide was a genocide, Turkey will no longer be our friends, we no longer have those air bases, we can't fight ISIS. Next slide, please.
For the past 25 years, this is some American Middle East operations. Operation Desert Storm, Northern Watch, and Enduring Freedom, Iraqi Freedom, Red Wings, and Neptune Spear, and Inherent Resolve.
Each one of these operations required Turkey. Operation Desert Storm, that was the invasion of Iraq, the first one. American troops to get to Saudi Arabia to invade Iraq through into Turkey. Operation Northern Watch was a joint American-Turkish air war against anyone who flew into Turkey. We shot them down. Enduring Freedom, the invasion of Afghanistan. American troops flew into Turkey. Pretty much that's the same for all of these. Inherent Resolve, that is American operations against ISIS. American planes are being launched out of Turkey, and Turkey is also partaking in those attacks. Next slide.
Yeah. Old friends, same enemies. Turkish state crisis. Okay. Scratterson Union threatens Turkey by... Don't laugh. Banishing its navy, American intervention, and Turkish entry to NATO. Here you go.
So, that was a whole bunch of Russians got mad at Turkey, and they showed off their naval power by putting, like, a lot of boats in the Black Sea. And everyone was like, and America was like, no, screw you, Russia. And we went into Turkey, put like almost 1 million soldiers in Turkey, and they joined NATO, which is important.
The Turkish airspace violation, 2015 to 2016. The Russian combat aircraft violated Turkish airspace, NATO. It acknowledges Turkish claims and tells Russia to back off.
So, that's how we're excited. Next slide.
So, remind him how you want him to vote and why.
I'm getting there. So, they are too important to make angry, because if we make them angry by voting yes for the bill to pass, they will leave NATO, and we will no longer have the only Asian member in NATO, which is important if we want to get more NATO members from Asia. And Turkey is the second largest army in NATO, followed by us. we would lose that. So if a war between Russia and us broke out, we would lose half of NATO's military, about probably, in that effect. It's just vote yes, we lose our most important ally in modern times. Vote no, we keep them. Simple as that.
Hold on, questions.
That's
So you guys are saying how if we vote yes that they could lose us, but you guys really think that they don't need us back? Because I'm sure they like our support right there against Syria. You really think they'd get mad and say no about it? Because I'm sure they need our support being right next to them.
Well, they do have the second largest army in NATO, so they can handle that themselves. And if considering the fact that the word genocide is a punishable crime in Turkey, I mean, you get thrown in jail if you say it. I think they're arrogant and dumb enough to realize that, not to realize that, what you just said. Yeah, I know. Yes, Miss Kay.
2 questions. Using your words, do we want arrogant and dumb allies?
Yes, because they have a lot of people.
Second one, you said that we should not call this genocide. My question to you is whether or not we call it genocide, was it genocide?
I got. No, you tell me. I got the answer.
That's not the point of this presentation. Our presentation is not to say whether or not it's genocide, it's to say why we shouldn't vote it as genocide. Yes.
Do you even care about history?
I love history.
Well, you were talking about all the modern times, 2015, 2016. Do you even care what happened in 1915?
That's Mr. McCuffey's question. We don't need to answer that.
Shut up, Noel. Shut up.
No, I heard.
Shut up, Noel. NATO didn't exist in 1950, and frankly, I don't like Turkey in 1950. They were on the side of Germany during World War I, so they can screw them. I don't like them. If they're going to support our enemy in 1915, they're just targets behind a gun. You had your hand up first. Thank you.
Are there issues between Russia and Turkey so that Turkey would want our help and want to keep us there, even if we did say it was a genocide?
Possibly. I mean, like last week, Turkey and Russia almost went to war, but considering the fact that Turkey didn't even consult America when they were making the threats towards Russia, they probably, would do the same thing if we weren't their allies. Yeah.
Well, since you said you didn't like Turkey and that we're on the other side against us in that war, why would you want them to still be our allies?
Because Russia hates them. And during the 1940s, if Russia hated you, you were on our side. That's how the Cold War worked.
Any more questions for group 3?
Yes.
Do one more question.
Yeah.
So is there a reason it's illegal to call it a genocide in Turkey?
Because they get butthurt about it. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying that Turkey doesn't like it. I don't know why. I'm not a Turkish expert. I just know that.
In 2005, Turkey made it a crime to call those events genocide, and they defined it as an insult to the Turkish state.
That's by.
You're talking smack about our country if you call that genocide, and then you do get thrown in jail. And multiple people have been thrown in jail for writing that or using that.
It's kind of like World War II, like when the Holocaust was going. Like if you tried to help out, you're like,
Only we're talking. No, because 2005, 1915. That's 90 years later, making it illegal to talk about it. That's very different than at the time. Okay, good job, Team 3. Let's give them 3. Ready?